It's the Raiders and Santa Clarita, Calabasas, against a very good Dog Soldier football team. Randy Rosenblum, Mike Carlucci. And Mike, if it's anything like the first game we saw earlier this morning, 36-30, Calabasas dropping a game in the other Bantam League game to a very good Thousand Oaks team, this will be quite a treat.
Well, it's time now for Calabasas to strike back on the W column here with a victory. And that was a great game, that first one. I just enjoyed it so much, and I'm looking forward to this one very immensely. And let's see what goes on here. They're playing under decent conditions. The sprinkles have stopped. The field's a little wet, but I think it's going to be a great game. And let's look forward to it together here on PYFL.
Should be an interesting game. Two very fine football teams. Michael Wickler is the head coach of the Bantam Dog Soldiers from Santa Clarita, along with Fred Lewis. Fred Lewis really is the top guy, but Michael Wickler does a great job. Lewis is the former head coach at Ribe Academy and current CEO of Game Plans, Inc. in Valencia. So he's got his football team out there to receive the opening kickoff from the Raiders. And we are underway. We'll see what Santa Clarita can do here. Knee is down. So Michael Colangelo cannot return it. And the Dog Soldiers, I love that nickname, will start from inside their 40-yard line, but pretty good field position. We'll see how they operate. In fact, they'll start from their 35. Of course, the Raiders in their familiar silver and gold, the Dog Soldiers in that maroon and white. They have a quick strike offense, but this is a good Raider defense you're looking at. That defensive front is very stout. Dog Soldiers will run from an I formation. Zachary Johnson is the quarterback, and he's outstanding. That's what we were talking about early on. We've heard about this Raider defense. They're very, very good. Tyler Hamston, 10 years of age, came in to make the stop. Loss of 1 for Johnson. It'll be second down and 11. We're going to see a lot of terrific talent here today on this field. We're at Keith Ritchie Field. It's Calabasas High School. Overcast skies. We had rain earlier. Looks like it may clear up, though. Some of those nasty clouds are being blown away by a breeze, but it is still misting, a light rain as we start this contest. Second down and 11 for Johnson, this very fine quarterback. No running room at all for Garrett Hickson, the 11-year-old who's 4'7" and 74 pounds from Tesoro Elementary. Loves Champ Bailey, and he could not get away from that defensive front, and it's third down and a dozen. Well, good start for that vaunted Raider defense. Dog Soldiers have the football, third down and long. Marcus Andrews is the center. Here's Johnson throwing to the far side, and this one's picked off. And that's that Raider defense. Tommy Borowski with the pick.
Great concentration there on defense. The Raider defense reading that play. Borowski, very calm and collect, knew where the ball was coming, and he's high-fiving his coaches and his cohorts there on defense. Nicely done there by Borowski. And first and 10 for the Raiders, getting the nice turnover, 44-yard line of Santa Clarita.
Jim Brown's Raiders look ready. He's been the head coach on this youth team for the last 4 years, 10 years of coaching overall, and Jim Brown is fired up about playing this game today and facing a very good Dog Soldier team. We've seen Court Rogers, number 15, play before. Outstanding all-around player for the Raiders. And you're going to see a lot of Rogers throughout this game. He took the handoff and takes it down to the 41-yard line. The quarterback to start the contest for Calabasas is Jonathan Hernandez. He's 11 years of age, first year playing quarterback. He's been off to a very good start in the PYFL this season. Gain of 8. Second down. See how the Raiders do here in trying to move the football against these Dog Soldiers. Right up the middle. First down yardage for the Raiders. Ball may have come loose after the fact, but player was down on contact. No, they're going to say it is a Dog Soldier recovery. It was free, and it looked like Cade Erickson recovered for the Dog Soldiers. A big break for the Dog Soldiers to start the ball game.
Well, they put on some pressure there. Number 76, Jason Sokalski. He's known as Soul Train and had the train going there. All his cohorts helping him behind and brought down the running back. And then, of course, getting that ball loose. And the ball is going to be a little bit slippery, Randy, with this mild shower or two. So,
well, I think the earlier rain, it's not the problems now. I think it's slowed up there. In fact, I can't see any rain as we look out. I think it's stopped completely. But it is a wet ground. You can lose your footing, and you're right, you can lose your handles. And again, you see that Raider defense swarm to the football. They are tremendous up front. Tough to run the football against these Raiders. A lot of terrific players leading the charge for the Raiders.
Look out for Michael Brown. He's a fourth-year player for Calabasas. And,
Casey Hoops was in there. I mean, they got a lot of great performers in that defensive front.
But expect Michael Brown to be all over the field this entire game. He's a big play maker there on defense for the Raiders.
Loss of a couple, second down and a dozen. And Johnson with a play fake. Again, that Raider defense swarming to the ball. Good catch, though, to bring that in safely by Garrett Hickson, who's been the featured back so far. They got it out to him, but again, the Raiders were over there and got him.
It's a good brother tandem of Garrett Hickson and his brother Jake, both running backs, and both play very efficiently on defense as well for the Dog Soldiers. What a name, Dog Soldiers!
I love it.
that.
I don't know if I've never heard of it before. I mean, I think it's it's so often you hear nicknames that are repeated, common, but the Dog Soldiers are an entity to their own. Third down and very long, about 17 to go. So let's see if Zachary Johnson airs it out. We're going to pitch it back. And Hickson can't get around the corner. Beautiful defense again by the Raiders. Omorigi with the stop. Jalen Omorigi, second year playing tackle football, and Omorigi says, I just love it. You can see him come in and make the play there.
And his favorite player, Randy, is Ray Lewis. So it looked like a lot like Ray Lewis on that particular play. Also helping out there on the defensive line for the Raiders, Riley Wells, just putting out the heat, if you will, on the Dog Soldiers, is putting some frustration with Zach Johnson and the rest of the offense of Santa Clarita. Here they come.
Fourth down and country mile. They need about 20 yards. And they go for it on fourth down. You see that in the Bantam division. Zachary running for his life. And down he goes back at the 15-yard line. Again, it was Jalen Omorigi who broke through from his linebacking position, and the Raiders are in business at the Dog Soldier 15-yard line.
Well, big pressure up front and all over the secondary by the Raiders, doing a great job.
I see why the fans love the PYFL and love youth football. They don't kick. They always go for it on fourth down. You know, the fans always want in college games and in pro games for them to go on fourth down. Well, they do it here in youth football. You got to love that. I mean, that's a risky play. You're giving up field position, but you have confidence in your defense. You got to love that. Well, here are the Raiders and the gifted running back Court Rogers, number 15. Watch him from the 15-yard line. And number 15 takes the handoff. Rogers at the 10, at the 5, stumbles down at the 4-yard line. It's first and goal for Court Rogers and the Raiders.
Court Rogers, great effort there, bounced up a little bit, was diving and hurtling and jumping over arms and legs, and got a good effort and good gain there for the Raiders as they look to march into the end zone here early in the first quarter.
Kind of weather for Court. He loves to snowboard, so he likes these elements. He'd like to see it start snowing, probably.
And he's another efficient scorer for the Calabasas Coyotes Lacrosse Club. A lot of lacrosse players here in the PYFL.
First and 4 for a Raider touchdown in the first quarter. Trying to get that first one on the board. It's going to open up, and walking in easily is Jackson Despain. Despain, with great blocking over the right side of the line, gets in the end zone of the Raiders strike first with 4:49 left in the opening quarter. The Raiders lead 6-0 on the touchdown run of 4 yards by Despain.
Good execution on that play and on this entire drive. Of course, they set it up with a short field. But nonetheless, give credit to the Raiders playing well on defense and now taking advantage there. Offensively getting it into the end zone, 4:49 to go, 6-0 and going for 2 right here.
Run right up the middle. The power back, Zachary Boyle. And he gets in for the 2. Number 44 is a load. He is a big, strong country football player. He likes to play Xbox, but he also likes to slam into the middle of the line, and he got 2 there for the Raiders.
He's definitely up there past 100 pounds or more, just raw flesh and meat, big boy. And getting that 2-point conversion for Calabasas, and 8-0 lead.
You talk about food in a sense, and Zachary Boyle, he just says, I love a big, juicy steak.
Oh.
I don't know if he likes a steak better or a touchdown. Well, he's got his touchdown, and the Raiders have an 8-point advantage. It's actually a 2-point conversion, but it has to feel like a touchdown for Zachary. So the Raiders are living right. They took over at the 15-yard line and easily took it in. Court Rogers for 11 yards got him down to the 4. And the Raiders to kick off. Calabasas, the host team. Driven downfield. Picking it up is Garrett Hickson, and then down he goes. Well, let's see what the Dog Soldiers can do. We had a game earlier today where the Raiders in this division bounced out to a 14-0 lead and ended up losing 36-30. So just because you're down in the initial quarter doesn't mean you're going to be down at the end.
Well, let's see if the Calabasas Raiders can get some revenge here, as they did lose the prior game, as Randy mentioned. See if they can get a victory here for the home squad, the Calabasas Raiders. At quarterback, Zach Johnson. Favorite player, Peyton Manning. See if he can get some Manning-type magic out there.
There's another player who says, I just love the game. Handoff, and again, that Raider defense, just tough to run on. Tough to make plays against the Raiders. Hickson tried to find a little bit of a crease, but there was just nothing developing.
Garrett Pfaff, Randy, big time on the line there to close the hole.
I'm so impressed, and when we're looking at film of these Raiders, on film defensively, they just do a great job. And we've seen that here in the first quarter, and we're down to 3:50 left in the first stanza. Second down and still the better part of 10 yards to go. Hickson is the I back. He's the one dotting the I formation. And they swing it around on the end around. No running room at all for Cade Erickson. Again, it's read and react for the Raiders. There it is, that defensive unit. Mike, they're impressive, aren't they?
Right from the get-go, they've just been keeping it in stride, keeping focused, staying in rhythm, and just closing holes. And the Dog Soldiers not able to create anything offensively. And it's going to become frustrating if they don't turn things around. But it's early, a lot of time. I'm sure Zach Johnson will adapt and get some offensive brewing. We have a timeout, Randy.
This one's called by the Dog Soldiers. They just want to regroup here on 3rd down and 10, take a little bit of a breather, down 8-0. Make sure they don't want to make another mistake. Maybe give the ball up in scoring position for the Raiders. Really impressed, though, with that Raider defense. And if you get that kind of ability to run to the football, so many guys.
Yeah, Zachary Boyle, of course, who got the 2-point conversion, but he's also out there as a nose guard and at times a tackle, and such a big body right there, just closing up holes and creating havoc for the Dog Soldiers offense.
Got some good young receivers, too. Beater's outstanding. Jonah Beater. I like him. Sam.
The Beater brothers.
Beater, yeah, the brothers. Sam's 2 years older. So you got those kind of wide receivers. Just a lot of talent all the way around.
Garrett Pfaff, who
Borowski's good. Tommy Borowski. There's just
Right.
some really good players on that Raiders side, but their defense has really been good. And
a lot of talent.
yeah, I like the cornerback, too, Michael Brown. He's a shutdown guy.
Michael Brown, of course, his dad is one of the coaches. And his mom is very good as a team mom and helps out coordinating some of the concessions here at
she's going to be our favorite person by the end of the day. I don't think there's any question about that.
Yeah, she's barbecuing for us. That's a good thing.
That's Cindy Brown. There's a good look at Johnson, the quarterback, trying to make a play here.
Ooh.
Setting it up near side. Could not complete that one. It's ruled an incompleted pass into and out of the hands of Michael Colangelo. Sounds like a painter, doesn't it?
Yes. Michael Colangelo, a good Paisan. His favorite player is Deshaun Jackson, but that time just lost the handle, tried to run without the ball, lost concentration. Of course, the Raider defense, though, was on him pretty much, and they were yelling and taunting him as he was trying to clutch that catch.
2:49 left in the first quarter. 8-0, the Raiders on defense leading. The Dog Soldiers from Santa Clarita are looking at a fourth down. See what they do. They went for it last time. Remember, they relinquished the football back at their 15-yard line, so out at their 35, they probably feel like they got great field position. And Johnson has got the gift of gab, a great leader at quarterback, wonderful young guy to talk to. Needs about 11 yards. Pressured, no chance. Raider defense takes over again.
Big rig.
Breaking through for the Raiders was LeBeau. Jeremiah LeBeau.
And Jalen Omorigi also with the pressure on the blitzer from the linebacker position, putting the pressure on Zach Johnson. So blitzing and doing all kinds of things on defense, creating havoc for the Dog Soldiers.
Well, it's the defense that's setting it up nicely for the offense early on for the Raiders. Golden opportunity as they scrimmage from the Santa Clarita 30-yard line. Raiders football. Well, they ran it effectively the first time they had it. They run again. Court Rogers has about 4 yards to the 26. He's been their workhorse early on.
I like this Jonathan Hernandez, Randy. Very calm and collect, very confident at quarterback. His favorite player is Drew Brees. Favorite team, the Saints.
Marcus Andrews with the stop on that play for Santa Clarita.
Oh, you mean Baby Ray Lewis, they call him, Marcus Andrews.
2nd down and 7 at the 27-yard line. Minute 45 left in the first quarter. Raiders with an opportunity to build on an 8-0 advantage. With Mike Carlucci, I'm Randy Rosenblum. PYFL action for you today. There's a run right up the middle, and pounding the middle for the Raiders is Omorigi. Jalen's been busy on both offense and defense. He's sudden impact in there. He makes plays. Did a good job. He was brought down by Hickson. 3rd down and 5. Raiders possessing the football and killing off the clock. We're approaching a minute to play in the quarter. And the Raiders impressive in the first 12 minutes of action.
Jim Brown so far calling some good plays on offense for the Raiders.
And his team's executed. Boyle's the up back. The big fullback's in there. But they hand it off. Running room again for Despain. 10-5, touchdown Despain. In the final 46 seconds of the quarter, Jackson Despain has scored again for Calabasas. Your new score reads the Raiders 14, the Dog Soldiers nothing.
25 yards for Despain off the right side. Good blocking. Reed Opdahl opening up the hole. Henry Zuniga helping out. So the Raider offensive line doing a nice job there. And James Brown, the son of head coach Jim Brown, he's the offensive coordinator. He's just mixing up the plays nicely, creating some good stuff for the Raider offense, and they lead 14-0 going for 2.
Jackson Despain has rushed for 2 touchdowns in this quarter. So as you take a closer look at this game, number 20, he's a finisher. And that's what you want. You want someone that'll complete plays and produce points for you. And Jackson Despain has been the man near the goal line. A little bit of a water break for the players.
Well, thank goodness it's cool out there. So
this is not what we expected. I think this is a wonderful development, really. I mean, we're talking about temperatures being in the 80s.
scorching temperatures and the aluminum glaring the sun at us and, burning us up and the fans. But this is nice football weather. Everyone's comfortable. They got their umbrellas if need be, if the sprinkles hit again. But right now it's calm, cloudy skies, but great football temperatures. And
this is ideal weather right now. I mean, these young guys got to love this, and especially the Raiders and that guy, number 20, Despain. Right now he looks like a Heisman candidate.
We always have one of those Heisman candidates here on the PYFL, don't we?
Yeah, we build one up anyway.
Yeah, at least one or two.
Well, let's see what this Heisman candidate can do when they go for two.
Despain, by the way, favorite team, the New York Jets, and his favorite player is John Connor.
Jonathan Hernandez is the quarterback. They give it to Boyle again, straight ahead.
He's in.
And he thunders to the goal line, and he did not get in.
Oh,
He's
no.
just short. So Boyle denied that time. Terrific stop by Camden Wickler.
It looks like Boyle was going to get in. It looks like he got tripped up, though, and just short of the goal line.
I love the statement by Camden Wickler. I like to hit and make it stick. Well, he made it stick right there, and
Wick.
It's a 14-0 lead for the Raiders.
They call him Wick. So 14-0 as the Dog Soldier defense there stops the two-point conversion. Maybe a sign of momentum if they can get something going offensively. But you got to be impressed by the Raiders on both ends of the ball.
This really looks like a replica of what we had earlier today in our other Bantam game, where the other Calabasas team ran out to a 14-0 lead, only to see Thousand Oaks storm back and win at 36-30. We'll see if the offense of the Dog Soldiers from Santa Clarita can get it going, because they're going up against a very formidable foe defensively in the Raiders. Will be brought back by Colangelo, and he's out across the 40-yard line. I love that name, Michael Colangelo.
Michael Colangelo with his paintbrushes, canvases, hopefully painting a good picture there offensively for the Dog Soldiers. They need it. They're down by 14. But as Randy, you mentioned, it's all about the Raiders just keeping their cool and playing mistake-free football. Try not to take any stupid penalties and things like that. Just keep it positive and keep the momentum going.
SC starts from their 42-yard line. Yes, SC for Santa Clarita, the Dog Soldiers. And they run it with Hickson. And he's bent back as he gets a couple yards. They like Garrett Hickson, just a fifth grader. Favorite player is Champ Bailey. He also says, and this is what I loved about Hickson, he loves being part of a team and having to work with other players. He's a team-oriented kid. You just got to love that in a young guy. Look into the huddle of Santa Clarita. That's going to be the final play of the quarter, and we've just come to the end of the first quarter, and your score reads the Raiders 14 and the Dog Soldiers of Santa Clarita nothing. Good quarter for Calabasas, Mike.
Oh, absolutely, and here's the deal. Like I mentioned, play mistake-free football the rest of the way. Keep the pressure on the Dog Soldiers, pressure up that front line there, and create havoc. And keep it going all the way through the end of the game here and get a victory for Calabasas, who got off to a great start in that first game but fell apart with some penalties and some bad judgment on plays and end up losing to Thousand Oaks. So this time it's Calabasas' turn in this particular division to get a victory.
You think? It's still early. Again, this is exactly where we were in the earlier contest, and it turned around for Thousand Oaks. But we'll see what happens here against this defense of the Raiders, which is mighty impressive. I mean, it's just tough to get first downs the way they play.
Well, the Titans adjusted in that first game, and it's all about the Dog Soldiers doing the same thing and stealing a page out of the Titans book and try to add something here and do what they did and get back in this game. Only down by 14, though, and plenty of time to turn things around.
Well, the Dog Soldiers start from their 44-yard line as we begin the second quarter. They're looking at 2nd down and 9. See if Zachary Johnson can engineer a touchdown drive. Play fake. He wants to swing it out to Hickson as the 45. Garrett puts the head down and plows out to the 50-yard line where he's hit by Court Rogers. That was a pretty good collision at midfield.
You could hear it up here. That was very big sound, like big boom here around the midfield area. Second down coming up.
Boy, that was well executed by the Dog Soldiers.
I like that. Garrett Hickson doing very well. So there's a third down. I beg your pardon.
They need about 2.5, but I like the rhythm of the way that was played. And Zachary threw an absolute strike. Zachary Johnson to Garrett Hickson.
About 4 yards shy. Let's see if they can capitalize here, get their big first down, and get some good offensive momentum going.
Well, keep the drive. I would think it's 4-down territory the way they're playing it today, although this is going to hurt them. No chance at all for Villagrana. Robert was collapsed in his backfield, and that may change the thinking of the coaching staff because they lost back to the 45, and it's 4th down and nearly 9 to go.
Credit Casey Hoops right there, Randy, pushing his way through and just getting in past the line there, getting into the backfield and pulling the running back down. That's what his job is. And, of course, his favorite college team is USC, favorite NFL team, the Dallas Cowboys. His dad is one of the coaches as well. Favorite player, Reggie Bush. I think most of those players loved Reggie Bush.
He's a popular guy. Got some Mark Sanchez's, some Reggie Bushes, a lot of Peyton Mannings.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Ray Lewis as well.
Drew Brees.
Nice breeze today out here at the home of the Coyotes, Calabasas High.
4th down and 9. They're going to go for it from the 45-yard line for Zachary Johnson.
Man in motion.
Here's the pitch back, trying to turn it upfield. They're going to get good yardage. It's going to be very close. Nice run by Villagrana again.
Bobby V. His favorite player, Troy Polamalu.
I think they're going to come just short, though. He needed 9. That last loss
hurt them.
He really did. He couldn't quite overcome it. He comes up a buck short, so to turn the ball over.
Yeah, that was a nice call, though, but nonetheless, just short.
And the Raiders take over at their 48-yard line. Oh, that hurts for the Dog Soldiers because they were starting to build a little bit of momentum here. Down 14-0 with 9:40 to go in the half.
Well, let's see what the Raiders do to keep their hands on the ball, consume the clock a little bit. This Calabasas Raiders are a well-oiled, well-fine-tuned team.
Running with the football is Pfaff. So Garrett Pfaff, you got to love a guy like Garrett. He's played defensive line, offensive line. He plays some quarterback, and now he gets a snap at QB. 3rd year playing tackle football. And his favorite NFL team is the Chicago Bears. He loves Brian Urlacher.
Who doesn't? If you're a Bears fan, you always go with a Brian Urlacher kind of player.
But how about playing line and then you go play quarterback? I mean, you just don't see that in most football. That's what you love about youth games. Play all over the field, get an opportunity to learn different positions. And Pfaff is the QB.
Love that name, Pfaff.
This time he'll simply hand it off. Omarigi is pushed back. Jalen's been busy. And the Dog Soldiers doing some good tackling here.
We'll see if their defense can do something here.
3rd down and 9.
Cade Erickson doing a nice job there with a good tackle. Favorite player, Adrian Peterson. He loves football because it's physical. Well, he was very physical on that play, Randy.
The Dog Soldiers playing a little bit more spirited here. They just had a drive that stalled. They came up a yard short. Now they're doing some better things defensively, playing their way back into the game. They're down 14-0 to this very talented Raider squad. See what Pfaff can do on 3rd and very long. Just going to hand it off. Omarigi bouncing outside to the 45-yard line, but he needed to take it down to the 41. There he's thrown down by Luka Robinson. Bazooka got him.
Bazooka. Big kid, 5'2", 90 pounds. Troy Polamalu, his favorite player. He says, I like football because it allows me to be passionate in the way I play.
He was passionate about that play.
Yes.
4th down and 4. See if the Dog Soldiers can make a stop. The Raiders are obviously going for it. Under 7 minutes to play in the half, and now we're going to have a stoppage of play as the Raiders rethink the situation.
Raiders are in a comfort, confident level right now, so 4th down, not a big issue for them. But let's see what Jim Brown and his coaching crew can come up with here. A big 4th down play, and let's see if the Dog Soldiers can stop them here, get that momentum back as they trail by 14 points.
Pretty dominant performance, Mike, here in the first half by the Raiders, though, and they're looking to build on this later. I think we're at a vital spot here for the Dog Soldiers. They need to make a stop and keep this thing within contact. They can ill afford to fall 3 touchdowns back.
No, not against this tough Raider team that's so opportunistic on defense. They play so well on all ends here. So, yeah, Dog Soldiers will be in a big, big hole if they go down by 20 or 22.
Yeah, we never think in terms of the PAT. You know, we saw some PATs made last week in the PYFL, and it really, in many respects, was the most exciting plays of the game. I mean, the fans really got into it. You know, you're, again, accustomed to watching college and pro football and high school football, and the PAT is almost taken for granted. But at this level, it is a thing of beauty when they make one.
Yeah, especially last week when it was a 75-yard touchdown run and nobody cared about that. They were more excited about the extra point that just barely made over the goalpost.
Well, Omarigi's out there, Boyle's out there.
Let's see what they call here.
Pfaff knows he needs 4 yards on 4th down. Scrimmaging from the Dog Soldier 46-yard line. Up the right side of that offensive line a little bit early.
Now this is what Calabasas did the first game. Started to get a little bit too excited and making these bad judgments and cost them some yards, and now most likely going to cost them a first down. Have to come up with a really big play here to get that first.
Instead of 4th and a yard, it's 4th and 9.
I think Casey Hoops may have jumped. Oh, I beg your pardon. Was it Ethan? Ethan TZ by.
4th down and 9. Well, Pfaff primarily has had the ball on the ground. Let's see if he elects to go up top with the longer down and distance. And he's looking to throw it, and there he does fire it downfield.
Interception.
Did Hickson bring it in for the pick?
Yep.
Great play by Garrett. Really didn't much matter, although statistically now I can brag about an interception because the ball would have gone over on downs anyway on 4th down.
Well, this time the Raiders didn't move, but nice defense by the Dog Soldiers. Casey Hoops, their tight end, was open for a moment, but Pfaff was trying to get to him, but just a soft throw there, and Hickson read it nicely and got the interception. Like Randy said, though, it wouldn't have mattered. They would have got the ball over on downs. So here they come, 49-yard line. Could this be a momentum changer for them? Could they get it going?
I think the defensive stop is huge, and we got to see if they can score on the Raider defense. This is the story right here. Can the Dog Soldiers move against that very stout defensive front, which has 5 men in the base right now and 3 linebackers right behind him? Now here's Hickson, only back to the 50-yard line, and there he's rolled down by Casey Hoops again. That 10-year-old has played like a perfect 10 in this first half.
And I think Michael Brown called it and shouted out to the front line to watch for that play to Hickson, and they quickly closed the gap. So good kudos to Michael Brown and the entire defensive core of the Calabasas Raiders.
2nd down and 9, 5:40 left in the half. It's been a rapid first half and a well-played half, especially for the Raiders. The Dog Soldiers, though, have been very game, and they're thinking if they can get one score, they can certainly get a look at this contest. Far from out of it. But can they move the football against that D? Johnson, the quarterback, play fake. Setting up, throws, incomplete, nearly picked off. A flag is down. The nearest to the football was Ryan Wells of the Raiders. But the flag is sitting right at the 50-yard line. It is a hold on the Dog Soldiers.
Well, good coverage there on Hickson again. Credit the Raider defense. Pretty much have a guy keyed on Hickson all the time, so it makes it quite difficult for Zach Johnson to get the ball to him. So new plays are awaiting for the Dog Soldiers if they're going to open this thing up and take advantage of good field position. They're right at midfield, but it's 3rd down.
Yeah, the Raiders elect to turn the down marker over, declining the hold, taking the incompletion. So it's 3rd down and 9. There they are. They're restless on defense. Pensive sideline with a 14-0 lead here in the second quarter. Coming up over the football for the Dog Soldiers is Marcus Andrews, and under center is the outstanding quarterback Zachary Johnson.
Doing an audible here.
Yeah, they're moving players around. Guerrero's moved around, so is Erickson, resetting that flanks. Here's the pass deep to the far side. This one's caught. Racing downfield is Hickson. 20, 10, 5, touchdown.
Wow, what a play. As he beat Court Rogers.
50 yards for the strike. And suddenly it's 14-6, and the Dog Soldiers celebrate. What a throw by Johnson and a great reception by Garrett Hickson. That 11-year-old comes up huge.
Well, Randy, that was a big play we were looking for. That was something that the Dog Soldiers were getting ready to do. We just didn't know when they were going to come up with a big play, but that was nicely done there. A lot of composure by Johnson. He had a lot of time to throw, and just a great throw to the right side there as Court Rogers beaten there on the Raiders. Got to love Hickson's speed.
I saw this player last year, Zachary Johnson. I mean, he's a fighter. He battles. I mean, even though his team's down, Zachary Johnson finds ways to bring his team back. Tremendous player.
Well, they're a moment or two if they get this two-point conversion to get within 6 points.
Down 14-6. They pitch it to Hickson, running to his right. Has some room, but that hole closed in a hurry, and he could not get there. Beautiful defensive work again by Omarigi. Jalen has been terrific defensively. But again, things have changed here with 5:16 left. You had a Dog Soldier defensive stop, then a Dog Soldier big play for a touchdown for 50 yards. Johnson to Garrett Hickson.
Good opportunity for the Dog Soldiers. They took advantage of it there with a nice defensive stall, stopping the Raiders at midfield, moved the ball down with a nice pass. Johnson to Hickson, and who knows? This could be a table turner for SC, the Santa Clarita Dog Soldiers, trailing 14-6 with 5 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the first half. Another entertaining game, Randy. Game 2 of the day.
You know, I think we've adopted the Dog Soldiers label as the best tag for a team that we've ever heard. We just love the name the Dog Soldiers.
I like their uniforms, too.
Yeah, I think you just want to go out and do cheers for the Dog Soldiers. And they do have very colorful uniforms. And they kick off here, and Omarigi fields it, and they're all over him. That's great work by the specialty unit. Leading the charge downfield was Colangelo again after the kickoff by Camden Wickler.
Marcus Andrews was there, and Nicholas Thiniate, all helping out there on special teams for Santa Clarita.
Well, the Raiders have it at their 49-yard line, leading 14-6. Still 5 minutes to play in the half. And trotting back on is the very capable signal caller, Jonathan Hernandez. He says, plain and simply, I want to play in the NFL, but he has an option. He's given himself an option, or be an FBI agent.
Oh.
I have to chuckle when I hear that.
Ephraim Zimilis Jr. would love to get him on his team, huh? The FBI.
You know, it's funny. I want to go in the NFL or maybe be an FBI agent.
NFL, FBI, what's the difference? Yeah. CIA, who knows?
The FBI has a strong lead this year.
They sure do.
Bouncing outside for the Raiders is Jackson Despain.
Oh.
Inside the 35-yard line. Already with 2 touchdowns today has Despain. Rolled down by Colangelo, who seems to be making just about every tackle for Santa Clarita.
Big pickup, good blocking by Court Rogers there. Also, you got to love Jonathan Hernandez leading the charge. And Zachary Boyle, just a lot of big bodies out there giving some room there for a big, big gain. Good stuff yardage-wise for the Raiders. Here they come, 1st and 10 on the 33-yard line.
Yeah, they're closing in again, and you just feel like they're running downhill. Hernandez does a nice job of piloting the squad. He gives it off to Boyle. He lost the ball. It's on the ground back at the 32-yard line. Big pileup.
I think he got it back, but let's wait and see. Oh, well, the Dog Soldiers think they have it.
We'll wait and see. It is the
Yeah.
Dog Soldiers football.
Wow. Number 9.
Yep, that's Camden Wickler.
Wick.
His dad is one of the assistant coaches, Michael Wickler, and they got to be proud of Camden.
Yeah.
And the Dog Soldiers are making plays.
He likes to hit and make it stick. So a good hit there and a good fumble and a great turnover for them. Good opportunity once again as the Dog Soldiers try to keep that momentum going. They sure turned it around, down 14-0 or down 14-6, and now they have the ball offensively.
They still have 3:23 to play before intermission and a chance perhaps to go down the field, score, maybe tie the game up. Well, Johnson has receiver, just one receiver. I thought he'd flank more than that out. In this alignment, they have one receiver to his left. Mm-hmm. They seem to be confused, though. Running off the field is Nicholas Bolivar, and because of the confusion, they didn't know where the receivers were going to line up. Bolivar was running off the field. They elect to call a timeout. That's probably pretty wise at this juncture. Again, you don't want to jeopardize a turnover.
Right, and there's not much time left in the first half, so you might as well do it right than make a mistake and lose the ball. So let's see if they go after Alejandro Guerrero with a pass or two. He's a big tight end. He's known as the Bullet. He's out there. He's 4'10", one of the tall players on the squad here for Santa Clarita.
No, he's faster than a speeding bullet.
Favorite player? Well, there's talk about speed. Adrian Peterson. So, and he likes dusting the competition. So there's that speed you were talking about.
Sure.
So Guerrero, we're looking for him. He's a big target. Let's see if Zach Johnson can look for him and hit him. Make a big play here.
Mike, is this fun or what, to watch these guys go at it?
Oh, this is great. Nothing better here.
How about the cheerleaders? They're pretty good, too.
Yeah, they're doing a great job. Look at them. Look like experienced cheerleaders.
What would be a football game be without the cheerleaders?
Absolutely. They create the fun and excitement, the energy, get the fans involved here. Fans loving it on both sides.
Spike, you talk about energy. Look at the energy from the defense. Wow, that was some defensive move on Hickson. He looked up and he had 3 Raiders in his face. Number 11 said, where was the help?
Tommy Borowski there leading the charge for the Raider defense. They're calling it out, telling his front line where the ball was going, and Tyler Hampston there plugging that defensive end position there, creating a stop
You
on
are
the Dog
watching
Soldiers.
the Stars of Tomorrow today. The Dog Soldiers and the Raiders battling. Dog Soldiers, there they are, breaking the huddle from Santa Clarita. Raiders in their familiar silver and black. Yes, the Raiders have come back to L.A., not Al Davis's team. These are the Calabasas Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Second down, 15.
Oop.
Johnson play fake, and he's sacked back at the 21-yard line. Never had a chance. Again, it was Omarigi, who's been spectacular in this first half, playing both sides of the ball, number 32 in the silver and black. There he is.
He's been all over the field. His mom is helping out. She's one of the team moms for the Raiders. And but Omarigi, just a fantastic athlete, doing a great job there as they're looking to stop the Dog Soldiers here in the latter parts of the first half. As we're at the home of the Coyotes, Calabasas High School, and a great football day here at PYFL. As you mentioned, this was not the Al Davis Raiders. This is the better Raiders from Calabasas.
Well, they're better behaved, certainly. Don't have as many problems off the field. These Raiders are well behaved. Jim Brown preaches sportsmanship and team unity, and collectively they've played very strong today against a very solid Dog Soldier team that's played well and really come back here in the second quarter and made a game of it.
They have a great coaching staff, led, of course, by Jim Brown, Todd Borowski, defensive coordinator, and all the other assistant coaches. The son of Jim Brown, James Brown, Nick Pearl, Jeff Wells. There's the cheerleaders doing a great job, getting the energy out there, getting the fans from Calabasas into it, and they get a nice cheer from the fans. Great camera coverage we have here on the PYFL. Great job.
Well, it's a good crew, and they are to be saluted. They take pictures for about 15 hours straight. They cover 6 games in one day, and you got to be in pretty good shape just to get through that. I mean, that's not an easy job.
They don't miss a beat either. They do a fantastic job. Tommy and Victor.
Love Mickey.
Barry.
Barry, good guys.
Yeah.
Of course, Mickey's a lady, and she does a wonderful job.
Yes.
All right, it's third down and a long way to go for Johnson. Throwing, receiver available. Good pitch and catch out across the 30-yard line. Luka Robinson safely brought that one in, but he's well shy of the first down as he was running that post pattern, the skinny post. Timeout call with 1:44 remaining in the half, and smartly the Raiders take it because they're going to get the football back. At least they think they're going to get it back. You never know, though, in this game. This is about a spot on the field where Santa Clarita's gone for it. What do you think here, Mike? Do you go for it on fourth down or punt?
Let's see, 11 yards shy, and the Raider defense is pretty top-notch. They're on their game right now. I got to say maybe punt the ball because there's too much time for the Raiders. If you punt the ball, keep it around midfield and let your defense do the work. But if you go for it here and do not capitalize, you're deep in you're going to be stuck around your 32-yard line. Gives the Raiders plenty of time to score.
Well, the sun's starting to break through here as we approach the noon hour in Calabasas. It's getting a little bit warmer. It's still a nice day. Still not hot by any stretch of the imagination.
Just a little bit of the glare from the sun on our aluminum grandstand, but
Mike, I think we're going to get through this day and we're not going to have those suffocating temperatures. I think it's going to be a beautiful day for football. I think we're going to all be happy at the end of the day when it's all said and done weather-wise, because there was some concern. They've had those miserable temperatures, unbelievable heat wave in the valley, and we're not all that far, Calabasas, from where some of that bad heat was.
I hear you on that. I know Victor, one of our cameramen down on the field, is happy about that because it gets hotter on the field, so he's thrilled that it's a lot cooler.
All right, it's fourth down, and they are going to punt it.
Oh,
Take two. That was Camden trying to kick it and just missed it there, and the ball's going to go over. No retakes here for Camden Wickler. He fanned on it, and the Raiders get it at the 30-yard line.
That's a shame. Wick lost the handle there, and big opportunity for the Raiders. 29-yard line, a lot of time as they try to get it into the end zone.
Minute 40 to play. The clock is rolling. Here come the Raiders. Hernandez back in at quarterback. Despain breaking a tackle. Gets to the outside, has 10 and a lot more. To the 10, to the 5, Despain. Oh, what closing speed for Despain. That's a 29-yard touchdown run. The third of the half for the spectacular running back, Jackson Despain.
Well,
and your new score is 20-6 for the Raiders.
Outstanding call, left side. Lineman pulled off to the right. He found an opening on the left side there. Was being chased by Juan Guzman, the free safety, but couldn't match that speed and get to him. So nicely done. 29 yards for Despain, his third TD, and increasing the lead to 20-6 with 1:22 to go. They're going to go for two here.
A lot of high fives on that sideline for the Raiders. That is a happy crew and a nice bounce-back touchdown after the Dog Soldiers got the last score.
Well, they played simple defense there on the previous offensive hold there.
Boy,
by the Dog Soldiers.
Great running backs, the Raiders, too. Here's one of them, Omarigi, but he stalled. Going underneath to get him was Andrews. Terrific tackle by 52, Marcus Andrews. 2-point conversion fails, so the Dog Soldiers will get it back with $1:22 left, down by 14 at 20-6.
Well, the Dog Soldiers there, that fourth down crucial decision there. They went for the smart way with punting the ball, but they just couldn't punt the ball away. They lost the handle there, and a big opportunity for the Raiders. They took advantage of it and marched into the end zone to Spain, 29 yards. So tough break for the Dog Soldiers because they had a feeling that they were going to, kind of maybe get some control of this game and keep it close.
Well, it's 20-6 as we see on that scoreboard here at Keith Ritchie Field. And I think the good news, though, for the Dog Soldiers is they've played competitively here in the second quarter after having the Raiders take it to them a little bit in the first quarter. So going back into the locker room, they got to feel like they can play with this Calabasas team, and they have a chance. And they've made a play. They've made some big plays defensively and offensively here in the second quarter. Colangelo trying to find the handle, and finally he just says, I better just pounce on it, not jeopardize a turnover, and that's the wise decision. these young men are brilliantly coached, and that's the right play. Don't try to pick it up and run with it, and Michael just fell on the ball.
That was a good kickoff there, too. A little power of the foot and the leg by the Raiders. Not giving the Dog Soldiers any opportunity with 1:22 to get good field position and try to get close to the end zone here. So another Raider defensive wall is getting geared up here, maybe to stop the Dog Soldiers, and who knows, maybe get the ball back for halftime. A lot of time left, 1:22 to go.
Well, they begin that clock rolling forward. Dog Soldiers do not appear to be in any great hurry. I'm sure they'll make the necessary adjustments at halftime. Tough to move it, though, against these Raiders. They have had one big play for a score. Pass to Hickson. Here's a pitch out to Garrett Hickson, and he's into the secondary. That's a nice run, but the Raiders will give him that with 40 seconds left. They just want to, play a little bit softer and not give up a big play. As for Santa Clarita, they're just trying to get some confidence for the second half as we head toward a half a minute left in this opening half, and it's 20-6 for the Raiders. Final 10 seconds for Johnson and company for Santa Clarita. Throws it. Nice. Open target. But again, the Raiders will give up the 15 yards because that's the final play of the half. It was well executed. Marvelous throw. Once again going to Luka. Luka's got great hands. Of course, we're talking about the gifted Luka Robinson. And that is the end of the first half. And your score. And you see it there here at Keith Ritchie Field is the homestanding Calabasas Raiders 20. The visitors from Santa Clarita, the Dog Soldiers 6. We'll have more after this from the PYFL. Great job. What do you think? Well, the Raiders will get the ball to begin the second half, leading 20-6 against the Dog Soldiers of Santa Clarita. Whipler has it teed up. See where the Raiders end up with in terms of field position. They scored 20 in the first half, so that's a nice total. 2-score lead. That one's taken up near midfield. Omarigi again down to the 46-yard line. He is a load.
Tough boy. But it's been Jackson Despain, the big load carrier, and he's got 3 touchdowns there in that first half, leading the way for the Raiders. Calabasas leading 20-6 over the Dog Soldiers of Santa Clarita as we begin the early parts of the third quarter.
Well, here it becomes almost imperative for the Dog Soldiers to make a stop. They can ill afford to let the Raiders come down the field and get a strike in this third quarter and build on that 2-touchdown advantage. So let's see what the Raiders elect to do here offensively. Looks like Garrett Pfaff will pilot the team to begin the second half, number 31.
Got a great quarterback duo of Hernandez and Pfaff. They both kind of come in and help each other out and give tips when the one's not on the field or not. But you got to like Pfaff and Hernandez.
Just a simple dive for a yard or two. Raiders can rotate the ball around with Omarigi and, of course, the one running back who's been so great today, Jackson Despain and Court Rogers. A lot of methods to distribute it, a lot of good players to run with it. That's what makes them difficult to defend, and that's been a problem for Santa Clarita. Here's that defense. They got to dig in and get tough here, maybe get a turnover. They got some turnovers in that second quarter and really help their offense out. Pfaff electing to keep the ball. Can't go upfield. Excellent defensive play. Coming up to greet him was Nicholas Bolivar. Nick from Legacy Christian Academy, a fifth grader, made the stop. Ball at the 46-yard line. And it's still 3rd down and 10 to go.
Randy Pfaff was very lucky he didn't lose that ball on a fumble because he was carrying it like a loaf of bread. So luckily he was able to hold on with one hand. This time Hernandez comes in at quarterback to take over for Pfaff.
Really is alternating almost on a play-by-play with these two signal callers with Pfaff and Hernandez. Defensive front. Santa Clarita trying to make a stand early in this third quarter and make a statement stop here. Omarigi bouncing outside, breaking a tackle at the 40. Omarigi at the 30 down that sideline, finally thrown out of bounds by Luca Robinson. But what a run once again by Jalen Omarigi.
25 yards. Nicely done. That finely tuned offense of the Raiders, as you're witnessing it here in the early parts of the third period, leading 20-6 and trying to add some more.
Omarigi has taken it all the way down to the Dog Soldier 20-yard line. Well, that offensive line's doing a great job. They really are doing a wonderful job up front blocking for the Raiders.
Yeah, Reed Opdahl, Henry Zuniga, and Ozzie Robbins all providing openings for the running attack of the Raiders.
Ball's on the ground, loose football. Dog Soldiers have it. Garrett Hickson recovered. Jason Foreman the second was going to run the football, but they never really got him the ball, and it fell on the ground. And the Dog Soldiers again make a big play. So they get it back for the offense, and they do stand tall. And it remains 20-6 Raiders. That was huge. Dog Soldiers had to have that, Mike.
Oh, indeed. In fact, the Dog Soldiers are right now, they are in the midst of being the dogs of war, because it's a war out there in the trenches, and the Dog Soldiers needed that play right now to get close and not get too far behind.
Pitch it back to Hickson again. He's been a very durable back, and he gets about a yard, that's all. Trying to move it upfield. Not easy to run on these Raiders. It'll be second down and long.
Recapping the scoring the first half, Randy, for the Raiders, it's been all Jackson Despain, a 2-yard touchdown run. Then Boyle got the 2-point conversion for an 8-0 lead. Then it was a 25-yard touchdown by Jackson Despain. Then a 50-yard touchdown bomb, Zach Johnson to Garrett Hickson to get the to make it 14-6. And then it was 20-6. Jackson Despain getting a late touchdown, 29-yarder. And this is where the score looks at, and it's holding on 20-6. But here come the Dog Soldiers on offense.
Yeah, Jackson Despain with 3 rushing touchdowns. He's been the star today for the Raiders. But still plenty of time. Here's a pass downfield for Hickson, nearly intercepted. Oh, that was dangerous. It was floating up in the air, and Tommy Borowski was right there and nearly had a pick six.
Wow. He's known as the Heat. He loves to play basketball, lacrosse, and soccer. Big athlete. His dad's the defensive coordinator for the Raiders. And some great defense there by Borowski. Just an inch or two of having a pick six for the Raiders and increasing their lead. But it's the Dog Soldiers that are lucky and hopefully will continue their offensive surge here.
Third down and 8. Just tough to get first downs today for the Dog Soldiers against this tough D. This time they have some running room up the middle. That was well blocked. And Robert Villagrana carried, and I don't think he got a first down, but now it makes it suitable to go for it on fourth down. Now it's negotiable. It's fourth down and a couple, and even though they're at their 27-yard line, and we're down to 8 minutes left in the third quarter, normally you punt in football. I don't think they're punting here. I think they go for it on 4th and 2.
And, Randy, you were mentioning some good blocking there, opening up the gap. Bolivar and Evan Shepard, also Cade Flebb. Nicely done on the offensive line to create an opening there for Villagrana.
Here they go, 4th down and 2, and as surmised, they will try to pick up the necessary yardage. And Hickson is thrown for a loss. Big play by the Raiders and their defense, and it was Court Rogers filtering through, number 15 for the silver and black, making the stop. And Court Rogers will stay out there, play some offense, and the Raiders get the ball back.
Great read by Rogers. Good call. Also helping out there, shouting on the line there, telling Rogers and the others to watch out who's going to get the ball and such. It was Tyler Hampston He was directing traffic there, so excellent work by the entire Raider defense. And here they come. Good field position.
They start from the 23-yard line. You see how they're holding hands up there, the unity displayed by the Raiders. Hernandez back in at quarterback. This time the Dog Soldiers do a much better job of getting in, filtering through, and denying Court Rogers. Court saying, where'd the help go? Second down and long. That was a loss of 3. Second down and 13. We're down to 6:45 left in the third quarter. The Raiders with a 20-6 advantage here in Bantam League football in the PYFL. We're at Keith Ritchie Field on the campus of Calabasas High School, the home of the Coyotes. My name is Randy Rosenblum, along with Mike Carlucci. It's been a hard-fought battle. The Raiders jumped out to a 14-0 lead, and they've literally held court since. Dog Soldiers have come up with some big plays to stay in the game, forcing a couple turnovers. Here's another one on the ground. Despain picks it up. Has to give ground outside the 30, trying to reverse his field, and he goes down. A lot of company there back at the 32-yard line. As you put the ball on the ground, you're asking for trouble. Cade Erickson made the stop back at the 32-yard line. And now it's third down and a long way to go, about 20 yards.
Yeah, you got to give credit to the Dog Soldier defense. They're not giving up. They're still showing that A-plus effort there, putting pressure. See if they can come up with a big defensive play here. And what do the Raiders have cooking?
Well, they're not out of the game yet. If they can continue to make stops, 2 touchdowns is doable. A third one would be real difficult. Deep pitch to Despain, showcasing some great moves. Shifty delivery, running downfield. Wonderful run again by this marvelous running back, Jackson Despain. He's 10 years of age, but you got to take your hat off to number 20. He did a lot of that on his own.
Yeah, he made things happen there, shuffling around, using his arm, stiff arming, pushing people aside with the one left arm and holding tight on that football.
It is going to be 4th down and 11, though. He needed a whole heap of yardage. He got back a lot of it, but it's 4th down and 11. Court Rogers comes in. He replaces Zachary Boyle in that backfield. The Raiders are going to go for it at the Dog Soldier 24-yard line. They need to get to the 13 for the first down. Hernandez's throw, too tall for Despain, and the Dog Soldiers have held again. So give that unit credit, that defense from Santa Clarita. They're hanging tough.
He had Michael Brown on the right, near the sideline there around the 10-yard line, open for a fraction. But went to Despain and overthrew him. So credit the defense once again. The Dog Soldiers coming through, and they get the ball back here, only trailing 20-6. See if Zach Johnson can pull out a big-time play like he had in the first half. That deep throw to Garrett Hickson gave him some points. They need those kind of plays to shake up the defense of the Raiders.
Again, they've been a little bit more thorough defensively today, the Santa Clarita team. Struggle a little bit more offensively, but again, a lot of that is because of the team speed of the Raiders. It's tough to really negotiate terrain against a Raider football team that is electric defensively. I mean, they just have speed on top of speed, how they run to the football. Let's see if the Dog Soldiers can get it revved up here late in the third quarter. Play fake, Johnson looking to throw the football into the flat, and he has Colangelo. But again, there's that team speed of the Raiders. They just can't get anything. They run to the football so well. It was well diagrammed. They brought Colangelo around from his slot back position. Johnson delivered a strike, and yet there's still very little or nothing on the game. Maybe a gain of 1. That's it. You just can't move the football against these Raiders.
Good pressure all around by the Raider defense. Tyler Hampston was chasing Zach Johnson. Almost got there and could have created a fumble. But Zach Johnson just getting a throw off in the nick of time. But like you said, Randy, it's just hard to get through this Raider defense. It's just they're so quick. A lot of speed. A lot of flexibility.
That's what you wanted to do. They can run to the football. Here's Hickson. This has been their favorite power pitch play. Runs it out across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Still well shy of the first down. Omarigi with another stop. 32's been busy today. Well, he's a gifted football player, this Omarigi. Jalen Omarigi's a star. We've talked about Despain, but Omarigi's been everywhere.
This is his second year playing tackle football, and he says he loves it. He gets better and better. Also loves soccer and basketball. Favorite NFL player, as we mentioned earlier, Ray Lewis. Favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys. Would love to play in the collegiate level at USC. He's the kind of player that SC likes.
3rd down and 7 for the Dog Soldiers. Johnson pitching it downfield. Great throw. A terrific throw to Guerrero. First down out to the 46-yard line to the tight end, Alejandro Guerrero.
Cord Rogers, the big stop there. Nice pickup there. Guerrero, we were talking about him in the first half, looking for a big play from him. He's a big guy, and he's a big target. And a nice toss by Zach Johnson, finding the big boy, the big tight end, and a big gain. And it looks like he may have twisted his ankle a little bit, but he's on the sideline getting some attention to that.
Can't say enough about Zachary Johnson, though. Again, we saw him last year. We did the game last year with this team. And, Mike, he's just a guy that won't go away. If you keep his team in the game, Zachary Johnson's going to make plays. And he made a gorgeous throw to Guerrero there.
Well, it takes a tough defense to put the clamps on him, but he can find mobility and look around and get flexible and find a play, and he made a big one there.
Hickson hit for maybe a loss of 1. Again, the problem for Johnson and Hickson and some of the other skill position players of the Dog Soldiers is that defensive front is just so good for the Raiders. Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Clock is running here in the 3rd quarter. We have 1:50 to play. Raiders leading 20-6, but the Dog Soldiers with another score certainly could make it mighty interesting heading into the 4th quarter. Earlier today, the Calabasas Bantam Red team fell to the Thousand Oaks Green Titans 36-30 in a wonderful shootout.
Great game. Great game. Tough loss for the Raiders.
Raiders came across. We'll see if they were drawn. Kyle Nicklaw was trying to beat the snap count. And it is a Raiders offside. Wyatt Hoyt has come in, the 10-year-old defensive lineman. They like him, number 99 for the Raiders. They just shuttle in big-time players after big-time players. Dog Soldiers very deliberate here. 2nd down, 6. 50 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. They really need to make this drive count, down by 2 scores. Johnson hands it off. Hickson breaks a tackle. That's a great run. That should be a 1st down. Garrett Hickson high stepping it down to the 43-yard line of the Raiders. They move the chains, and the Dog Soldiers are in business.
Good block, Randy, by Cade Erickson, pushing a player or two aside and giving Hickson some room to run. And also Jason Sokolsky, Soul Train. So nice job by the Dog Soldiers here on this drive. Let's see if they can brew some points.
They've reached the 43 of the Raiders. Straight power play right up the middle. That's all you want to do here. Just make sure you hold on to the football and score on this drive. That run was by Villagrana, Robert Villagrana. He picked up 3 yards, and that's the final play of the 3rd quarter. So after 3, it's the Raiders leading the Dog Soldiers by 20-6. 12 minutes left here at Calabasas.
Great PYFL action, Randy. Outstanding indeed. Bobby V was the ball carrier there for the Dog Soldiers, getting that big plug right there, big plunge. He likes football because he likes to hit and run for touchdowns. So Bobby V gets the call right there. Let's see if they can keep the momentum on this drive. Santa Clarita trailing as we get set for the final quarter of play. Raiders defense has been all over the field and looking to keep the task of playing great D here on this drive. On a great day here at Coyote Calabasas High School. They're home on a beautiful day in Calabasas. A little sprinkle here or there early part of the game, but the weather has subsided, and now we have some sunshine brewing through the clouds.
It's warmer now. It's the elements have changed dramatically here. Earlier today in our first battle, when the game was won by Thousand Oaks over Calabasas 36-30, we had some rain, and at times it was heavy. Yeah. But now it's gorgeous. It's warm.
High and hard sprinkles.
2nd down, 7. Ball's on the ground.
Raiders got it.
Sure looked like it, didn't it? Just not a clean handoff with Johnson trying to get the ball to Hickson. Ball goes back to the Raiders, and a big turnover, and it was Wyatt Hoyt. They just inserted him, and boy, did he deliver.
There's another young kid, first year playing tackle, and loves it immensely. He's got a brother who plays baseball at Chaminade High School, and Big Dog is what they call Wyatt Hoyt, and he jumped on that ball like a big, juicy bone. So big turnover there, Raiders.
Now they'll be at the 43-yard line. Raiders are thinking one more score and they ice it. 11:40 left. They're in good shape anyway with a 20-6 lead. Back in at quarterback is Garrett Pfaff. 3rd year playing tackle football for Pfaff. One of 5 siblings, so he's used to huddles. And Pfaff will keep it himself. That's a good run to the 49.
Nice exertion there by Pfaff. Good job, midfield.
Finally slammed down by Robert Villagrana and Nicholas Tennett.
Luca Robinson was there too, but bummer for the Dog Soldiers. It looks like they had a nice drive there prior, moving the ball, and boom, losing.
Bummer. Sounds like you've been talking to the players, huh?
I try to hang out with the kids as
Trying
much
to
as
pick up
possible.
their lingo.
They had a good drive going there, and that costly turnover. It's disheartening, but it's good for the Raiders.
2nd down and 3.5. Ball tickling the 49-yard line. Right up the middle. That's just straight power football. Line doing a great job. Hickson made the stop. Barreling downfield was Jason Foreman the second, and they moved the chains.
And guess who opened up the hole there? It comfortable. Wyatt Hoyt. So Hoyt doing a good job here in the 4th quarter.
Well, this is the kind of drive you love, Mike. You're starting to milk the clock. We're down to 10 minutes left. The Raiders have a 26 lead. They want to finish it off, run the football, and get the victory. This time it's Omarigi. He barrels down to the 39-yard line, dragging Dog Soldiers with him. Finally, Luca Robinson had to bring him down.
I like the block there by number 6, Brett Streitfeld. Plays both ways, defensive line and this time offensive line, and doing a nice opening there for his running back. His best friend, by the way, is teammate Wyatt Hoyt. So Streitfeld and Hoyt big here on this offensive surge by the Calabasas Raiders.
2nd down and 5. Raiders impressive here on this drive. Pfaff again hands the ball off. Nothing fancy here. Alternating between Jason Foreman. That was Foreman who carried it. Also, Omarigi's been busy. And they just moved the chains down to the 32-yard line, and systematically they are doing it. They are just running their offense to perfection here. Straight power football, Raider football.
And led by good blocking Casey Hoops right there, and also Christopher Manson.
They've chewed up over 3 minutes of this 4th quarter clock. Remember, it's a 12-minute game here. Once you enter the 4th quarter, just 12 minutes to play. You don't feel any way the Raiders will go up top. They'll probably stay on the ground. They're doing the job running the football. If it's not broke, you don't go and change it. And again, it's Omarigi. He gets 3 more yards, upended by Villagrana. But the Raiders methodically marching down the field.
Good block there by Michael Benton. So this is what it is all about. Time consuming. Kill the clock, manage it well, and while you're at it, get into the end zone, increase your lead, and get comfortable.
Another problem here, it's warmed up a little bit, and that could take its toll on the Dog Soldier defense. Omarigi ran into a log there. Cade Flebby, defensive tackle, 65, disrupted the play. And then he had some friends helping clean up. But Flebby broke it. 3rd down and 5.
Isn't that a movie? Wasn't it? Oh, it's Flubber.
That was Flubber, yes.
Yes, yeah. Flubby, though. He's 4'4". Playing, though. Very strong kid. Witness there, stopping. Also, Luka Robinson's been all over the field, trying to plug the holes. The Raiders are just too strong right now at this juncture of the game.
Pfaff running, cutting against the grain. Down to like the 22-yard line where Testa rolled them down. Coulter Testa.
Coulter Testa.
Just a 4 Testa. Well, again, the Raiders.
A lot of interesting first names.
Oh, yeah.
Jalen and Garrett, Jeremiah, Court.
Well, here it is really for the Dog Soldiers. It's 4th and 2. The Raiders get a first down here. It's going to be almost impossible for them to come all the way back. We've ducked under 7 minutes to play. 20-6 the Raiders in one of the most impressive drives you'd see at any level. Can they convert on 4th and 2? Hernandez inserted back in to run the show. They're taking all of that play clock all the way down. Hernandez is throwing it. Incomplete. And the Dog Soldiers show that resiliency again. And they are a game group from Santa Clarita. They get the ball back down by 14.
They're not giving up, the Dog Soldiers. And even though the Raiders pushed the ball forward, they were able to get some cement there and cement the wall. And big 4th down stop there by the Dog Soldier defense. Let's see if they can do something here. 6 minutes plus. 20-6. It's the Raiders in front, but let's see if the Dog Soldiers can muster up some big plays, get back in this game. A lot of time.
Well, the Dog Soldiers got to make it happen right now. I mean, they're starting from their 24-yard line. They just have not been able to dent this wonderful defense. See what Zachary Johnson can do. He's spread it out a little bit more. He's got 3 receivers on the flanks, and he's going the back to throw the ball. Has Luka Robinson out to the 28-yard line. Short pickup. Tackled by the ever-present Court Rogers. Raiders will give up that kind of pass play. Only picked up about 3 or 4 yards, and it keeps the clock going. We're down to 6 minutes left in this football game. Raiders on defense, the silver and black leading the maroon and white of Santa Clarita by 20-6.
Well, this is a do or die type drive for the Dog Soldiers. Got to make something happen here.
I've had one big play. Johnson hit Hickson for a 50-yard touchdown earlier in the game, but that's been it. Going to throw again. That's on the ground, not completed. Electing to throw it to Colangelo, and it's 3rd down and still 6 to go.
They had a nice reception on their previous series to Alejandro Guerrero. He's the kind of guy that Zach Johnson needs to find. He's a big target.
There have been flashes of brilliance for the Dog Soldiers, but it's tough to exercise consistency against this very destructive Raider D. Third down, 6 yards to go. Dog Soldiers need a conversion. Certainly everything is 4-down territory late in the game, down by 2 scores. Johnson's pass. Hickson trapped it. Could not quite get it. Nearly picked off by Michael Brown. Went over his outstretched jump for the football, and then Hickson just slid down and trapped the football. And it's 4th down with 5.5 minutes to go. You got to go for it. What do you dial up here? If you have a special play in the deck, you bring it out right now.
Try to hit Hickson deep, Guerrero deep. That's your best choice right now.
Take a timeout maybe. They seem a little bit confused. Zachary looks like he's doing wind sprints out there, the quarterback, going back and forth to the sideline.
Save your
clock's
energy.
running down. I think you got to call the timeout if you're confused. You got to make the play.
Save your energy there, Zach.
Cade Erickson to the near side. Perhaps he'll be the intended target.
Somebody moved.
Well, no question about it. Trying to get a jump on it was Garrett Hickson.
Garrett Hickson, yeah.
It cost him 5. Now it makes it a 4th down and about 11. Boy, it gets tougher here. So what do you do? I mean, you got to feel like you go for it with 5.5 left, but yet if you don't come up with it, you're basically giving the game away. In many respects, Mike, I think this might be the ball game. And we're going to have that timeout called by Santa Clarita right here, which I thought should have come a little bit earlier.
Oh, yeah, I agree. And now, as we mentioned, this is a do or die situation. Thank you, Tommy. Directing my microphone here. As I said, this was a do or die.
Did you have the microphone
situation.
off?
Just for a fraction of a second,
Okay.
yes. But a do or die drive here was needed. This is the last chance pretty much for the Dog Soldiers.
How could you? I mean, you've been in the business, what, about 30, 40 years?
Yes.
And you had the microphone on.
Well, I turned it off. You know why? Because I had to put my hat on, and I didn't want to slam the microphone down. So
Okay.
I'm trying to protect the equipment.
You're a loyal trooper.
Yes. So, and of course, I'm not wearing headphones, so I don't know if I'm even going across onto the air at all. I take your word for it that you're hearing me.
Well, Tommy's a good guy, Tommy Palma. We give him a lot of airtime, though. He's our director here, cutting the shots, cutting the show for you at home. Glad you're with us.
Yes.
Here it is. It's 4th down and better than 10. We'll call it 11. Zachary Johnson needs to limber up that arm. The big guys in front of him, those 100-pound-plus guys need to protect.
Yes. I agree with you. They should have called the timeout earlier, and it resulted in that penalty, unfortunately, for the Dog Soldiers. So let's see. Big play.
I'm a big fan of Luka Robinson. Perhaps they can get it to number 21.
Big player or bust, Randy. Here we go.
Johnson comes under center. 4th down and 11. Not going to get the shot off.
Wow.
He looked up, and he was swarmed under by Tyler Hamston. Boy, did he get there in a hurry.
He's known as the quiet one, but boy, he sure made a lot of noise there, coming through the line, busting through, and pulling down Zach Johnson. So there you go. Calabasas can play mistake-free the rest of the way. It looks like they might have themselves a victory.
5:18 left. They roll that clock forward. It's running, and they take over with the ball squarely at the Dog Soldier 20-yard line. And jotting down some notes on the. I'm looking at the coaching staff. They look very satisfied as Jonathan Hernandez is back on to pilot the unit. Well, Calabasas trying to get a touchdown, which would be some window dressing. Take it upfield. Hernandez for a couple. Nearly dropped it there. Nearly lost the handle. Seems like the Raiders have enough hay in the barn now. They got the points. So now they just want to work on the clock.
Well, Hernandez will get the play from head coach Jim Brown.
Sounds like a football name, doesn't it?
Yeah. And James Brown, his son, who's the offensive coordinator for the Calabasas Raiders. A very well-oiled machine, this Raider club here in the Bantam division.
2nd down and 8. Flag is down. Beautiful cutback run by Court Rogers. Didn't get a whole lot, but you saw it to cut on time, and that's what running back, that ability sharply move in a different direction, and he did that right there. Although this flag may bring it back.
You know who did a great job, Randy, with his cuts on the previous game? The quarterback for Thousand Oaks. Chop did a
Matthew
great job.
Chop,
he knew how to cut. He made some fantastic
runs. You're talking
runs.
about a great football player, Matthew Chop. Now, a lot of people watching this one don't know who Matthew Chop is, but he plays for Thousand Oaks. A young guy, plays quarterback.
Defense.
Can throw the football. He's great on defense. Just a spectacular player. And as you noted, he ran the ball like Tim Tebow in our first game. You'll hear a lot from Matthew Chop before his days of football are completed. They decline the penalty. It's third down. It's pitched back, and it's on the ground, and Despain falls on it back at the 20-yard line. All the while, he's covered by Robert Villagrana. But the clock is down to 3:25 left as we have a timeout taken.
Recap of this game, of course, Jackson Despain is the man with the points. 3 touchdowns. Touchdown runs of 2 yards, 25 yards, and 29 yards. And the big fullback, Zachary Boyle, had the 2-point conversion. 20-6, the points for Santa Clarita, the 50-yard touchdown bomb, Zach Johnson to Hickson. Their big play produced points. They're in the hole here. And not enough time here to kill the clock and once again try to get to the end zone.
Fourth down, Raiders looking to. Dog Soldiers looking to make another stop and give themselves at least a look at the ball game. Little misdirection play. Despain inside the 15-yard line, but he's going to come up shy of the necessary yardage. That's pretty good defense there, stopped by Villagrana. And the Dog Soldiers indeed will have another shot on offense with 3:18 to play.
Well, the points look like on the scoreboard the Dog Soldiers aren't giving up. They're still giving that A-plus effort on defense and trying their best on offense. See what Zach Johnson has scripted here for quite possibly a final drive, but we'll see what happens here.
Great day of football here at Calabasas. The facilities people were here at 6 o'clock in the morning. They probably won't shut this place down till midnight. 6 football games being played. And you're looking at a great Bantam League matchup with the Raiders and the Dog Soldiers. Johnson's pass fluttering. No good, incomplete.
Just hit the ground.
Wanted Hickson. That was the same combination that hit for the 50-yard score earlier in the game in the second quarter. Dog Soldiers just can't make it happen. We talked about it right at the top of the show, Mike. This is a tremendous defensive front for the Raiders, and their secondary runs well, too. I mean, defensively, it's tough to move against this Calabasas Raider Bantam Silver football contingent.
Well, they're very disciplined, Randy. In fact, the Raiders have cut the mistakes. I think they've only had like 1 or 2 flags this entire game. They've played so good, pretty much close to 100% of this game.
Michael Brown, the shutdown corner. They don't even throw to his side at all. They're finally going to look over there, and Michael Brown knocked it away. I mean, you just don't want to attack Michael Brown. Hickson went over there for one of the rare times, and Brown just deflected it out of harm's way.
Deflected right off his helmet, so nicely done by Michael Brown, son of the head coach, Jim Brown, brother of assistant coach, James Brown. A great coaching staff. But let's don't forget about a great coaching staff of Calabasas. As we're talking about Calabasas, adding Jeff Wells, Mike Despain, his son, of course, has 3 touchdowns. Marty Pfaff, Kevin Boyle, Richard Hoops, Craig Hoyt, Scott Streitfeld, and Charles LeBeau. His son LeBeau plays on defense, one of the captains. Great defensive end. He's been in all over the field as well.
Well, there's a problem with the clock. It shows 2:31. But I think the Dog Soldiers want some more time.
Let's thank the team mothers. Cindy Brown doing a great job for Calabasas, and Lori Wickler for Santa Clarita.
They add 9 seconds and take it back to 2:40 left. Of course, time is so precious to the Dog Soldiers. Certainly they like to make a touchdown and put some pressure back on the Raiders. But it's 3rd down and 9. And they pitch it to Hickson, sweeping to the left. Good move. Knocked out of bounds outside the 20-yard line. Not quite enough for the first down, and it'll be fourth down.
Nicholas Thoniat providing some blocking there for a very busy Hickson. He's been playing full force the whole game. So head coach Fred Lewis, though, something to look forward to. They had some sparks in this game, a couple big plays, but just not enough. The Raiders were just too tough. So Fred Lewis will go back into the drawing board and get something going for next week. Got a great assistant coaching crew: Michael Wickler, Derek Hickson, Les Johnson, Seth Erickson, Izzy Rodriguez, and Chris Hickson. So still a good core of coaches and very good teachers.
Fourth down and a yard to go for the Dog Soldiers. Trying to punch out a first down and stay on offense, but now the right side moves early. And in disbelief, I love the reaction of Cade Erickson. He knows he moved early and he put his hands to the helmet. And you could just read his lips saying, "Oh no, why did I do that?" But hey, Cade, it's not going to make a great deal of difference. You played a strong game anyway. You're going to come up a little short, but it's the effort and the spirit that you played with today.
That's right, and the discipline and concentration. And you get better and better each week. Try your hardest.
On fourth down, Raiders make the defensive stop. They get the ball back. And this one is just about history with 2:27 to play. And the Raiders can run it out and celebrate a 20-6 victory. The only question is, will they try to score one more time? Because they'll begin this drive from the Dog Soldier 18-yard line. Mike, this has been fun. Dog Soldiers fell behind early and never could get over the hump against this tough Raider team.
They got close, had a good drive going there when they were down 14-6, and then it got stalled on that turnover, the fumble, which was somewhat in deep Raider territory, but that kind of changed the pace in the game in the Raiders' favor, and they've been just kind of in control ever since. But credit the Raiders. They're well balanced on both sides of the ball, and it shows, and they've had a nice victory here as they hold on to the remaining minutes, leading 20-6.
Exactly. For the Raiders to make it official. Dive into the middle. They're not concerned really, I think, scoring. They just want to hold on to football. Spain got a couple. And now a lot of substitutes coming in for the Raiders. This is great to see a lot of the other players who don't get a lot of offensive snaps come in. Reed's on there. I love Reed. Reed Opdahl, he's a young guy at 10 who just loves the game. First year playing football, and he's finally out there to play. And he's a really nice kid.
Good to see Jason Foreman, the second, out there. Young guy, plays both ways. So Jason Foreman out there as they fill the gaps. You know, Randy, this is what I like about the PYFL. Everybody gets a chance to play. When I played, I'm sure when you played, only the good players played. A lot of us.
That's why I didn't see very many snaps. That's why I wasn't out there very often.
Yeah, but this is great. Everybody gets a chance to play, get some experience, get some playing time, and learn to know how. Do it the right way.
Can the Raiders get one more score? Or will the Dog Soldiers slow them down again? Court Rogers bounces off of one tackler and right down that sideline. He's out of bounds back at the 11-yard line, but you got to like the moves and the quickness of Court Rogers doing a nice job. That was not easy for the fourth-year running back of the Raiders, young man who plays lacrosse. Talked about his snowboarding ability. His dad's a stuntman, and he looked like he could be a stuntman the way he moved down that sideline.
I wonder which films his dad worked on. Is he a fighting stuntman, or does he go into like parachutes and car chases?
I don't know. But his son has that same characteristic. He's not afraid, has no fear. Hernandez dropped it and picked it up. And safely surges forward for a couple yards. Third down play with the clock running down to 90 seconds. Dog Soldiers, I don't know if they have any more timeouts. The scoreboard is not operating completely with the timeouts, so I don't know that they have any left. Don't know that they really want to stop it anymore. This one's about to conclude. It's favorable for the Raiders. Final minute of play. Hernandez will run a play on 4th down. The ball is squarely on the 10-yard line. They need to get to the 7.5 for a first down. Raiders will snap it with about 50 seconds left in the game. They give it off to Foreman in the middle. Don't know that he got there. Spun down. Good tackle. Let's see if the ball goes over and downs. It'll be close. It's good enough for the first down. So they get it. And now, with 42 seconds left, do you go for a score or do you just kneel down?
You just kneel down. That wasn't Despain that got spun, right?
No.
Okay.
Actually, it was Court Rogers who got spun down.
Despain, Despun.
Raider fans are very enthusiastic, applauding their team.
They
Beating
played
a
great.
very good team. Dog Soldiers were 2-1 coming in. Here's Court Rogers up the middle, down to the 5. That will be the final play. Raiders will come to the sideline. No reason to run another one. This one is over. Your final score here at Keith Ritchie Field is the Calabasas Raiders 20, the Santa Clarita Dog Soldiers 6. Mike Carlucci, your thoughts on this battle?
Oh, just all in all, a great performance by Calabasas as they get into the win column here. Nicely done on both sides of the ball. Jackson to Spain and Hernandez and Pfaff. The whole crew deserves a high hat. Congratulations. Good game for the Raiders, knocking off the Dog Soldiers, who played tough nonetheless.
Jackson to Spain, all 3 of the Raider touchdowns today. This has been a presentation of JD Media Sports. And for Mike Carlucci, my name is Randy Rosenbluth. Reminding you that final score reads Calabasas, the Raiders 20, the Dog Soldiers of Santa Clarita 6. And remember, the smaller they are, the bigger they play.